Mr. Chambers?
Yes, staff, do we have any images today?
We weren't able to get it working,
Weren't able to
to
download?
get the system
Wasn't able to get
working.
the system
Yeah.
working? Okay. Where is D&D in relationship to this development?
Mr. Thomas? Question was asked.
I'm unsure where that is in relation to our involvement. Can I show you a map real quick and you can show me? Yeah. Sure. No, I appreciate you thinking, yeah. Okay, so we're right here and there's Cypress Shores. Where's Dean? Right down there.
Concerned about another.
Okay. So that's your development. Okay, so I think DMB Materials is going to be southeast of Cypress, which is not particularly adjacent to us. It's between, DMB Materials is between us and the Cypress Creek development. So we're further away.
is
Is that back toward town?
Be east away from town.
So it'd be between Willow Beach and Cypress Crossing?
Okay.
Okay, and I believe when we approved this, and you would have to check with planning to be sure, but didn't we put a time limitation on when they could make noise? Dust and all that?
Yeah. This is a rezoning request.
I mean, I'm talking about D and B. I know.
Correct, yeah, we didn't bring the file or anything, so I don't want to say something that we're not positive on, but again, that would have been a rezoning also, which we probably wouldn't have been able to put a
And
conditions
I
on.
believe when they were here, I'm trying to solve his problem, even
Right, yeah, but
even though we're talking on another case, but I believe when they were here, Cypress Crossing residents were here also, and I want to say we put a time limit on them, but you'll have to come by and check with staff, they'll pull
So
the
that
file.
was, they were asking to expand D and B, and that got turned down. And that was about 2 years ago.
Anyway, if you'll go to planning and ask to pull the file, they can scour it to see if there's any time and noise limitations. How's that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Thanks.
Mr. Williams. Okay, anyone else in the audience who would like to speak on this application? Are there any comments from any of the commissioners on the application? On the application as presented, please call the roll.
He has his hand up back in the back.
I'm sorry. Please come forward. Come forward and give us your name, please.
Theodis Townsend, Cypress Crossing. What we have here, we don't have a map of those.
There you go, right here.
You can look at this too if you like. So here's, like that black, that's us, and that's Cypress Crossing right there. Yes, sir.
What are you planning here? Where is your plan?
Our plan's right adjacent to you, so on the other side of that, a concrete ditch.
Okay, how far you going up?
We'll go to the, just short of the highway, kind of the depth of that commercial will be just short of it.
How far you, up to the ditch?
Yes, up the other side of the ditch, yeah. You're on the east side, we'll be on the west.
Right, what are you gonna put over there?
A residential development.
Just, I'm talking about what kind, townhouse,
It's a mixture. Closest to you will be single family, larger lots, about 1 acre, something like that. I mean,
1 acre?
about half acre, I'm sorry. And then as you move west, townhomes, garden homes, and then the furthest west from you would be multifamily.
Okay, now what about what is your development along the river here?
That's single family all along the
No,
river.
I'm talking about for us. Is you planning on any dredging,
We're gonna have a boat ramp, so if we need to, we can dredge in there.
okay, that's just what I'm.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Any other comments? On the application, please call the roll.
Banks? Plasko?
Yes.
Chambers?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Pierce?
Yes.
Wallace? Yes. White? And Chairman Clifton.
Yes, your application was approved, so Mr. Spencer, and he can tell you what to do next.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Commissioners.
Item number 4 is subdivision. Mr. Chambers?
The Design Review Committee met and considered item SD 2024-03, UP Railroad Lot 1 preliminary plat and site plan review for a wastewater treatment facility. The applicant was present, agreed to items 1 through 13 in subsections, and the Development Review Committee recommends approval.
Everyone.
Motion made and seconded, this be approved as submitted. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this application? Are there any comments from the commissioners? I didn't see.
He's the applicant.
Oh, I'm sorry. Give us your name for the record.
My name is Jorge Favela. I work with Arcadis and for Union Pacific.
Okay. Any comments from anyone in the audience? Comments from any of the commissioners?
So this
White?
is for wastewater?
Correct.
Would they work with this city of North Little Rock wastewater?
Yes, sir.
They've been doing that.
That's all we need to know.
On the application, please call the roll.
Banks? Yes. Glasgow?
Yes.
Chambers?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Pierce?
Yes.
Wallace?
Yes.
White? And Chairman Clifton.
Your application was approved. See Mr. Spencer, and he can tell you what to do next. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 5 was postponed. Item number 6 is a rezone 2024-02 at 520 and 524 West 14th Street, a rezoning from R3 to R4 to recognize 2 existing duplexes on a single lot. Is the applicant here?
Yes, sir. I'm Jeff Ackland. I'm one of the owners of the property.
Okay. Has all the requirements been met on this?
Yes, sir.
Have you had any comments from anyone on it?
Just one call for information.
And the staff is supportive of the applicant's request. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this? Yes, ma'am. Give us your name, please.
Yes, my name is Evita Phillips, and I'm a resident at 1401 Sycamore Street and also 511 14th Street. And I don't have no issues or anything concerning them building nothing or whatever, but I was trying to get a better understanding when they said in the easement, like what is they trying to connect to or whatever, and who will be responsible for, like, you know, the water pipes or whatever, the sewer line or whatever. So I was trying to get a better understanding of, you know, what's going on. So, cause I know, well, I don't know, but, it's like they trying to connect something to my property. So I was trying to get a better understanding of that and, you know, just trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay. Being how this application has been through your office, Mr. Spencer, can you answer that for?
No, we're not talking about easements. It's actually, the property was platted into 3 separate lots. And they have built 2 duplexes, one on each of those lots. They're asking to rezone the property to R4 so they can eventually replat the lots into a single lot because sanitary sewer will not allow them to cross another lot to connect to the sewer system. And I believe, Mr. Ackland, that's where we're at. That's correct. Is that they're trying to get this approved so that they can connect the unit to the sewer system. To the existing sewer system. No easements, no crossing anybody's property. It's all on their property.
So, Ms. Phillips, did you understand
So
that?
you said it's all on their property.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't have no issues or anything. I was just trying to get a better understanding of this, that's all.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Chambers?
Yes, Ms. Phillips, just as a point of
Phillips,
clarification,
Ms. Phillips, back, please.
just as a point of clarification, it'll be on their property and the public right-of-way, but they will not be on your private property. Okay. I mean, you may see work in the street, for example, so.
Yes, okay, thank you for, letting me know.
Okay, thank you. On the application, please call the roll.
Banks? Yes. Blasco?
Yes.
Chambers?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Pierce?
Yes.
Wallace?
Yes.
White? And Chairman Clifton.
Yes. Your application was approved. See Mr. Spencer, and he can tell you what to do.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. Next item is number 7, special use, case number 2023-43, a special use to allow an event center in a C3 zone at 2657 Pike Avenue. Is the applicant here? Give us your name for the record, please.
Albino Gutierrez.
Okay? Has all of the requirements been met for this?
Yes, sir.
How large is this building?
26,000 square foot.
26,000
Yes.
square feet? Is the building fully sprinkled?
Yes. The,
Chairman Clifton, I think the fire marshal's here.
Yeah, the
You may-
fire
You may
marshal.
want to make a comment on that.
Alderman, would you come forward, please? Could you, have you had an opportunity to look at this building?
Yes, sir, I have looked at it, and it is fully sprinklered. There was a question about the occupant load. You're allowed so many occupants per inch of exit capacity. Like if you've got 3 doors that are narrow, you can't have as many people as if you have 4 doors and they're real wide. To get as many people as he's wanting, he's probably gonna need to add 1 exit to the back of the building. We've met out there and looked at where he can do that. I don't think it's gonna be a hard thing to do, but the building is fully sprinklered and it's already got 4 exits.
Go ahead and finish your thought. I just want to
Yeah.
ask a question.
I'm sorry?
Go on and
ahead
finish
and
your
finish
thought. I
your-
just wanted to
your
ask a
thought.
question when you're done.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Okay, go ahead and finish what you were saying. You said we had 4 doors already. Go ahead.
He has 4 exits, but to get as many people as he wants, he's gonna probably need to add 1 exit at the back of the building. A 2-door, 1 exit with 2 doors, and that'll get him, I think I've got it here. The total occupant load would be 1,964 occupants if he adds that 1 exit. And so he's got a map here that I gave him that I drew out that it kind of breaks it down, how many people he can have based on, the exit capacity.
1,964, did I hear you say that right?
So for an assembly occupancy, if you've got like tables and chairs, set up with tables and chairs, it's 1 occupant every 15 square feet. That's how you calculate it. For that for example, in these chambers here, we've got over 100 chairs and it's 1,600 square feet, something like that. His space is considerably larger, very, very large space, and you could put a lot of people in there. So you start with the measurement of the place, figure how many people will be there, because on a Friday night, if they've got a hopping event, they're gonna let as many people in as they want. So you figure out how many people will fit in there, and then you start determining requirements based on the number of people that will fit. The higher the number, then you start having to have more exits. You have to have a fire alarm, you have to have a sprinkler system, and all of those things become requirements because of the amount of people that will fit. So anyhow, but he does have a sprinkler system, and he probably is gonna add an exit. But even without adding an exit, he can hold like 1,600 people in there, so.
Okay. Mr. Spencer, have y'all calculated parking space for that many people?
It's at the Pike Avenue Mall there.
Yeah.
The old Restore store. So that whole end of the mall really isn't being utilized much. And this will be more at night, and there's not much night activity there. So I think it will even out. The parking spots available will
I
equal out.
understand, but isn't there a quota of parking spaces you'd have to have for something like this?
Yes, and it meets it based on the hours of the other businesses being, it's being daytime businesses, and this is going to be more of a night issue. But it equals out.
Yeah.
But it would have been designed that, that was originally, sure, was that a grocery store originally, or?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, so it was designed, the parking was designed at that, when it was built for that many people.
Okay, Mr. Chambers?
Yes, sir. I'm not opposed to to a event center being there if the evidence supports it. But I find myself playing over and over in my head the news reports you hear about stampedes and people trying to get out of an emergency situation and things like that, and they all seem to head for one door or something like that. And I guess I just don't want to read in the paper that there was a tragic event at your establishment, okay? And I'm trying to figure out what I can do as a planning commissioner to help assure that everybody's got a way out. And that we're all not headed for one door, or the whole crowd has to leave through one side of the building or something like that. I can't think of a way to do that, but,
Mr. Chambers, I'm going to interject right here. I think that the fire marshal's testimony or, facts that he stated to you, I think that what we need to base this on is that he is in compliance right now with the number of exits that he has, up to 1,600 people. I don't think that we can put any more conditions as far as exits go or signage goes. I think we have to go with what Chief Allman has told us as far as compliance
okay,
goes.
I agree with that. I just was trying to express what my concerns are, and I understand.
So, as far as the arrangement of his exits, that is another thing that matters, is not just how many and how big, but how are they arranged. They can't be all on one side of the building in one corner. They have to be remote from one another. And so this space has basically an exit in 4 corners of the building now, and he's going to add a double door exit in the middle of the back wall.
Okay.
So right now, he does have 4 remote exits already, and I think he's going to add another one.
Okay.
And he's going to add a garage door, but that don't
You
count.
feel comfortable with the ability of the building to handle that many people?
Based on all of that is spelled out in the fire code, how much exit capacity you have to have per occupant, and he has enough now for 1,600 people. And if he adds another double door exit, then he will easily have enough for the 1,964 people. And the exits are remote. And because the building is fire sprinklered, then that does buy time for people to exit the building, because it'll prevent a fire from growing while they're trying to get out. So,
Thank you. You've eased my concern.
Mr. Foster?
Sean, will this issue of fire exits, means of egress, the arrangement of that, will that be worked out with the applicant during the building permitting process?
Oh, sorry. They'll have to submit drawings to get a building permit, for a commercial building permit.
Sure.
And at that time, the fire marshal will review it, and the building official for the city will review it. And so between those two, they're the ones that enforce the fire codes.
I think we're getting in too much detail that needs to be worked out at that process, not at this meeting.
I'm seeing here that you are proposing to serve alcohol. Are you proposing to get a liquor permit? What's your thoughts there?
When you guys say yes, yeah, you got to sell just the beer, nothing like liquor or like alcohol or something like.
I say again, it says that you will be serving alcohol.
Just the beer only.
Said wine and beer only?
Only beer.
Beer.
Beer only.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no wine, nothing like
No.
margaritas, none of that. Will be only beer.
Okay.
Mr. White?
Porque no quiero navegar. I'm sorry in Spanish. I'm sorry.
I knew exactly what she said.
Because I don't like have a drum people. So I think like 2 o'clock in the morning, the people did not continue more drink. So
Go home early.
go home early. And a lot of people, when you put a civic center or nightclub, that thing, he looking for license to 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. No, I don't have a patience for the people when I try to put a civic center for the people come for concerts or for B meetings or something like people stay relaxed and not trespass the limits, not lose the the control. So that's why I leave it to 2 o'clock in the morning. When the lights is on, everybody go out. Yeah.
What are you proposing the name of your business?
The proposal, the name of the business is El Patron Civic Center.
El Patron, I'd like the owner.
I have a question on that. If you were to get this license as an activity center, then would this be geared toward one rental application per person, or are you proposing to use this as an activity center every Friday or Saturday night?
That's for activity center. Like somebody looking for rent and say, hey, I need a place for promote my company or promote products or whatever they needed, welcome to use it. Somebody, he asking for me for use it for when happens in other countries. ¿Cómo se dice temblor?
Earthquakes, or any issues like.
Yeah. When he have a tornado last year right here and he don't have a place to
Take up people like.
bring the people together and, serve food or something, he have a place. The Latino and Little Rock, and I think a Latino community, I don't say Mexicans, I say the Latino or everybody, you need to have a place for use for many things. Not for one thing, for many things. They don't have a place in North Little Rock and right here, okay? I don't know if this is the case right here to say this, but you remember when you have your place, I proposal to purchase your place, to put it this, and now looking, and I find it. So you guys make a decision to say yes or no, I respect. Yes.
Banks?
So you said that you all would be serving beer only. Now, will you allow the patrons that are renting the facility, can they bring their own alcohol into the facility, or how do you regulate or control that?
No, because when you have a license, you can bring it alcohol because you're responsible for the license. Something happens, you're responsible for asking ID for the people. And the rule right now in AVC, because I go to class a couple times, and him and me together, and the guy over there and alcohol license, he say he need to ask in a license for the people 1 year to 60 years or 75 years. I don't care. You need to approve. You have a license or ID or passport or whatever you read to drink alcohol. So you can't give it to permission. So you rent it, you can give it permission to bring it a beer because, or two things. You need to have a letter and you submit the letter to the city or the bring it right here, say, when I rent it, I'm not responsible for this and I close my section beer, whatever, and that people no sell a beer. You bring it and you drink it and take it or throw it away, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Chambers, you had a question?
Yes, there's an item here that says, provide licensed security for at events serving alcohol, but it doesn't say a number. And I was going to ask Ms. Lee, is it appropriate for us to specify 1,600 to 1,900 people? I don't think one security person would be sufficient. Can we specify how many persons they would have per the number of people there for security?
I don't think that needs to be considered right now on whether or not we do this. I would say no,
In other words, let city council do that?
maybe. I don't think that we need to get into that right here on what he's asking to do. We're getting real deep again.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna kind of answer that question.
Excuse me. L-
So I said no. No.
No, the people make that decision, they ask him, because I asked him for permit before he have a concert in Hot Springs, ABC.
Controls
The
that.
ABC tell you right here, and he give it to something real orange or yellow. He mark it, he say that people no drink. And he's supposed to have 3 people walking in the area, and that people drink automatic, no excuses, go out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Under special use, are we not allowed to put special conditions on?
Yes, you would be allowed to, so I'm not sure but this is not the time.
There are other boards and bodies that govern, aside from Planning Commission, talking about fire exits, talking about ABC, alcohol beverage control. I think that we are losing sight of what we are recommending here. That is the approval of the special use for the event center. I think we're getting way into a lot of details right now, and I think that we need to get the vote going.
I think in response, Ms. Lee, I think it's the number of people that has us kind of flummoxed, and as it's confused.
I understand that, and we've flushed it out in a lot of different ways here. So I think it's best that if there's not any other questions related to something different, that we vote.
I do have one question, Ms. Johnson.
Mr. White?
When we go to the building deal, if they have to go in front of us again, or y'all again.
No, because it'd be a remodel, so you wouldn't see a remodel.
The only concern that I have is in this area here, and this is something maybe you take up with the people, is your outside lighting. There's not a whole lot of outside lighting with that, and I don't know if we have the right to bring that up or whatever, but that's something that would be a concern, because there's not a lot, because it's an old place, it used to be real nice, but it's gonna be nice.
You say light?
Parking.
Outside.
I don't like it. I don't like it neither, because I'm working right now. I have people working inside. When they go out, well, I see the people yesterday, EP right there in the middle of the, and no, but there's 1 o'clock. No 1 o'clock in the night, 1 o'clock in the day.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, thank you.
but I need to put lights everywhere right there, brand new. They're
Again-
supposed to be the plaza put it, but.
Again, that would be an issue for the planning department and the building.
I was just bringing up
Yes, sir.
a concern that I had, that if I did, we need to put it here under a special use.
Well, that's what my question to you was. Can't we
that's a city
add special
regulation.
use?
John, is that not a city regulation, that, they'll check during the building permitting process? For an amount of
Lighting, I don't think we have a requirement on foot candles out there measuring in parking lots.
lights or anything?
I
Zoning,
think the
yeah,
only
so I'm-
restrictions is it too much? I don't think that there's anything,
Minimum.
not that I'm familiar with, y'all know way more than me, but
Yeah, there's nothing in zoning that talks about
I think the
that.
applicant's already indicated he was aware of the fact that there's not
Not
limited
enough.
lighting. He's gonna do something about that.
I'm okay with that, with
Correct.
I think the applicant's done a good job of answering our questions, and I think he's done his homework.
I agree.
He's talked to ABC, which is absolutely one of the first things you need to do with this kind of thing. And the ABC's got a lot of regulations that are beyond our purview here, so.
So let's call for a question.
Please, thank
Well,
you.
one more item that, before you do that, Mr. White, if you don't mind.
No, I don't.
I think the issue again, is, in Ms. Lee, we hear issues all the time about occupancy and things like that. And we're talking about putting 1,600 people in here, turn them out at 2 o'clock at night after they've drank from 6 to 2 or whatever. I don't see where we cannot use that as information in our own minds to whether or not we would vote for or against this.
You can use the information however you'd like to. I'm just saying that the chief from the fire department has explained to you that they are in compliance with fire code and with North Little Rock Fire Department. So you can do with that information what you'd like, but just please keep in mind that they are in compliance.
Yes. Okay.
So with that being said, are you saying that as far as staff is concerned, they meet the requirements that's necessary for operating this facility in this building? Is that?
They will not get a business license until the building meets all codes. So they will not be allowed to operate until the building meets the correct codes.
So then that makes it, I mean, I guess we're just acknowledging if it complies, if it don't.
We're voting on the special use for the event center.
Okay.
What, does the staff have a recommendation on this? We provided a summary, but do you have a recommendation?
We did not, because this is like Mr. Chambers was saying, this is the first time we've had this many people, so we're sort of waiting to hear what everybody was having to say. And I think there's people in the audience that are wanting to talk, so before we vote, let's give that option.
Okay, now then, is there someone in the audience that would like to speak on this application or against? Yes, please come up and give us your name. And Mr. Parker, we're asking
My name is John Parker, and
we're asking for a 3-minute limitation, Mr. Parker.
I live within 200 feet, therefore I received a notification of this pending vote by the Planning Commission. And having lived in that house adjacent to this property for 35 years, I'm more familiar with it than anyone here, including the Planning Commission. So, my opinion, Crohn's Billiard establishment next door to this facility has an adequate amount of noise associated with 2 o'clock disbursements. When people get intoxicated on Friday night or Saturday night at 2 o'clock in the morning, the noise is my only concern. And there is noise. I've always been reluctant to say anything, but that's why I'm here today. I'm letting you know that there is a problem with the noise, whether there's 1,600 or 6. They get out on that parking lot and they'll do donuts and spin their tires and race their cars and show out, and I just can't. Trust me, you wouldn't want to live there.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Parker. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Jane Wright, and I too live close to this facility, this building, and it's like in my backyard almost, and the noise does really travel from there. And my experience in the past has been, just like Mr. Parker said, the noise, and he actually mentioned the tire screeching, but there's a lot of revving engines and tire screeching when they were having some sort of parties or something down there before. I didn't really object to the music that I could hear, but it was all the yelling and the screeching and the revving up engines, and it's noisy if you're trying to sleep, but it's also just unsettling. And when I know you said this was not an issue for security, but I am very concerned about that, competing with the sirens. It's competing.
How coincidental?
No,
hold on.
Hold on just a minute. Yes, ma'am.
But I am really concerned about the security because I had that same thought with.
Hold on a second, please.
Okay. I'm gonna start taking this personally in a minute. That many people that late at night, drinking or not drinking, but just pouring out of that building. I don't want anybody coming in there, you know, it's a residential area behind them, then our residential area on the other side. And so that's just a concern. I mean, I would want a lot of security. And I would want to see that they cleared people out and didn't let them, you know, linger in the parking lot after closing time, that sort of thing. So I just have those concerns. I just, yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Wright.
Excuse me, did she say she lives in there?
Tell us again where you live, Ms. Wright.
I look down on that building. I live on the hill above that building. So that's when I say in my backyard. It doesn't touch my backyard because there's a street Pershing, but it's right across the street from me.
Ma'am, Mr. Parker said he lived at his residence for, I think, 35 years. How long have you lived there?
About 30,
About 30?
yeah.
Was the shopping center there when you guys moved in, or was it built?
The
up?
shopping center was there, yes, and the bowling alley.
Yeah, I remember the bowling alley.
And it wasn't restored. I don't remember what that building was, but it was not, you know, it was in better condition, the whole shopping center was.
Yeah, big time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, sir.
My question is, and did receive the letter?
Yes, they've received a letter.
Do you have it?
It's been turned in, all the letters.
It
the
does not
notices.
matter whether they received the letter or not. They are
Okay.
able to address the commission.
Okay, good. Okay, good, good. Well, for the concern for the two persons right here, I respect the position because he say he lived right there for a long time. And he say, the people make a donuts or something. I don't say yes, I compare that because I see a lot of people make a donuts in the middle of nothing. I walking right there downtown today in Little Rock, and I see the people, and I tell my partner right here, I say, look at the people making donuts right here in the middle of the street downtown. But, you know, but I try, you know, put something for the people, and I try to bring something they don't have in North Little Rock, and they don't have in Little Rock, and I try working for the community and bring something to the people, stay happy. You know, I bring concerts in the city, and many of those concerts, the people not drink too much. Why? Because it's the concert. It's not a dancing. When the people sometimes dancing, it's different. When there's a concert, the people sit out, watch the others, finish, and ready to go. This is different. Because
Okay, thank you.
For the question now.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chambers,
Second.
Okay.
question
I
has
would
been.
not want this next door to me, and there's an empty building down the street from me that could easily be an event center. I wouldn't want that next to me, particularly letting out at 2 a.m. And I'm going to ask that the hours of operation be limited to 7 a.m. to midnight, because we're a recommending body. You'll next go to city council, and you can ask them to extend it to 2 a.m. If there was ever another emergency, the city council will be more than generous to grant you greater hours to serve in emergency situations. So I don't think it would limit that. And I think we ought to limit the hours just for the neighbors to midnight, because I don't think I could sleep till 2 a.m. with all that noise.
Making that a motion.
I am.
Second,
Second. Have a motion, a second.
motion made and seconded that amendment be added to this application.
Technically, we're out of order.
Well, you have a point.
I called for a question. I got a second before your motion was made. But
I-
if he has no problem with 12 o'clock, then I have no problem with your motion. And I would rescind mine.
Thank
Call
you.
the question, but as soon as you call it and we vote, then I'll call the question.
Thank you.
Because we beat this to death.
The issue is, do you think 2 hours will make a difference from 12 and 2?
Believe me, if they're
No.
making noise at 2 a.m., it does.
Okay,
How
on
would it-
discussion, on the motion.
But thank you.
Any discussion on the motion? Everybody knows the motion? On the motion, please call the roll.
7 to 12.
Oh, for 7 to 12.
Banks?
Yes.
Plasko?
Yes.
Chambers?
Yes.
Foster?
No.
Phillips,
Yes.
Pierce,
No.
Wallace. White. And Chairman Clifton.
No, the motion fails. On the, any other comment from any of the commissioners on the application as presented? On the application, please call the roll.
Banks,
No.
Glasgow,
No.
Chambers,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Pierce,
Yes.
Wallace,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Chairman Clifton.
No. Your application was approved. See Mr. Spencer, and he can tell you what to do next.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, that concludes our agenda for today. Usually, we have a public comment at the end. Anyone have a public comment they would like to make?
Happy New Year.
Second. Motion made and seconded. We adjourn. All in favor? Aye.
Hi.
Thank you.